How much money do you spend on it?
I think the expenses were like $350,000, $400,000, and that's just on the e-commerce brand division alone.
Good morning, Austin.
Hey everyone, welcome to a day in the life video of Austin Lovell. I'm super excited to take you around today. I've got a busier day today, so plans for today, I've got a deep work block, and then I've got a daily call with my two co-founders at Freedom. I've got a monthly check-in call with a mentor, and we're going to head to the gym and do a bar session outside. Then I got calls with the head of brands and education at one of my companies too. Live call with the Freedom community in the afternoon for all of our students. And then at the end of the day, I've got a 16-kilometer run is what we're aiming for. And that's just a training run for an ultra later in the year.
So Austin, where does the money come from?
The money comes in from three main sources at the moment. I've got my e-commerce brand company that has many different e-commerce brands underneath it. Then I've got an education company where we teach people how to build their own e-commerce brands. And then there's a bit of affiliate revenue as well from affiliate links and other referrals and things like that. Right now, all of this brings in about $40,000 in revenue across all of the three different streams. And not all of it is profit. You know, in the e-commerce brand group, it's averaging between 20 to 25% net margins, so profit that we keep at the end of the day. Then the education company is a fair bit larger than that. We still have a lot of expenses. We're putting a lot into coaching, to staff, into advertising, so the profit margins are a little bit lower than what they normally are, but we're really just trying to push and grow.
So Austin, do you have a morning routine?
I don't have a morning routine. I used to be really into peak performance a few years ago, trying to optimize everything, try and make my sleep environment optimized to a T, have this elaborate morning routine with meditation, going to the gym, wake up at a certain time, doing some journaling and having all these things. And I really just simplified it a lot. I realized that whilst those things are probably really beneficial, and for some people they're an essential part of the routine, for me, I just wanted to keep it extremely simple. I want to get up and I want to start working, because I think when you're building businesses and you want to get them to a very high level, it's just about putting the time into actually building them. All the other stuff might help you a little bit, be a bit more focused, but when I wake up in the morning, I'm pretty much ready to go. I don't know if it's the cortisol spike, but I'm switched on, I'm jumping straight into work. So no elaborate morning routine for me.
What does being an 8-figure entrepreneur actually mean?
Since I started building online businesses just over 4 years ago, I've made over $10 million online. I started as a videographer, then I ran an agency for e-commerce brands, and I started building some of my own e-commerce brands and focusing on that. And then I started teaching people how to build their own e-commerce brands as well. I made a full story video on my YouTube, which shows my entire journey. You get to know me a little bit better, the process, everything that I went through over the past 4 years to get to this point. So if you want to check that out, I'll leave the link in the description. I definitely don't have 8 figures in liquid cash just sitting in my bank account, and not all of it is profit, but I'm at the point now where I have financial freedom. I can travel if I like to, I can go and do what I want to do.
So what do you work on day to day?
At the moment, it's a lot of systems building and being inside of Notion and Zapier all day. It's not really the most sexy work in the world. It's not the kind of stuff that is shown on Instagram, but it's important to grow the businesses. At the start, it was very much dependent on me as the core driver of growth for the business. But what I realized is that I need to hire people that are better at those positions than what I am. And so then if they fill those roles and I just give them the structure, the systems to follow, then we can grow the business a lot faster. I think you need to constantly level up as an entrepreneur to reach that next level. And a few years ago when I was doing a couple $1,000s a month, a lot has changed since then to now where we do close to $1 million a month. And so everything has changed a lot. The kind of work that we do, how I've tried to remove myself from everything and have people that are better at what they do in those spots. And so I think you have to level up if you want to get to the next stage. And I'm sure there's things that I'm doing now that I won't be doing in say 6 months time or 12 months time to reach the 9-figure level. So that's the next step. I really love the strategy side. I love breaking down the numbers. I love building the new systems, hiring people to come into those positions as well. And so the more I can delegate everything else out of my day-to-day tasks, like all the admin stuff and the finance-related things and operations and sales, if I can delegate those things to people who are better at those, then I can just focus on the strategy side. And that's where I really get excited, when I can think about how we grow the businesses, what do we work on advertising-wise, what can we do that's different, how can we improve. I love that stuff. So everything else is just delegating. It's been a big learning curve.
What is your long-term goal for the businesses?
The goals have changed a lot as well. It used to just be have financial freedom, be able to travel, not have to worry about the bills for things, stuff like that. And I think it started a lot as coming from a desperation mindset. Like I wanted to move out of home, I wanted to have my own things, I wanted to be able to provide for myself. And so I was really pushing every day just to get to that level. And then it changed. Once I had the financial security, and it was like, okay, I didn't have to worry about the money part anymore. It became, okay, what are you actually going to do now? And so our goal of the education company is to build 100 schools in the next 10 years. So it's a big task, big project, but now we're looking at that more as like a motivator and a big goal. We've already funded our first project in Nepal with Pahar Trust. And so they're going to be doing a rebuild of an existing school, adding some new facilities and making it earthquake proof as well. So we're really excited to keep working with them, funding new schools. But that's what the biggest motivator is right now. It used to be make money so I can provide for myself. But now that I've gotten to that point, it's more so, okay, what can we do now impact-wise? That's really driving it. We're on a mission to reform the education system. And I think part of it at the start is improving access to education. And then long term, we can do other things in the education space. But partnering with Pahar Trust has been the start for us, first things that we're involved in the education industry. Also excited to be heading to Nepal next November to visit some of the school projects that we're funding, lay the foundation stones, see the local community, actually get involved in it all. So Will, Josh and I and some of the other members of the Freedom team were super excited to head over there. Never been to Nepal, so it's going to be a fun experience.
How much money do you spend in a month?
I spend a lot of money every month. A lot of it is business expenses. So a lot of it for the e-commerce brands is cost of goods, advertising. I think on our recent Amex bills, spending a few $100,000 a month on, depends on how big the revenue is for that month because it's proportional. But I think last month, November, Black Friday weekend, big day for e-commerce sales and big month for e-commerce sales in general. I think the expenses were like $350,000, $400,000, and that's just on the e-commerce brand division alone. And then on the education side and the community, the expenses are north of $100,000, $150,000. So a lot of money is going out every day and every week. So it's not like everything we make is profit. And I always try and be as transparent as possible with profit numbers and say, yeah, when you build a business, it requires money to grow it and it requires money to operate it. So it's not like every single dollar that's coming in is just profitable.
How much do you spend on?
How much do I spend personally? Okay, I've been on a bit of a spree recently for Christmas and getting some things. So maybe a little bit more than what I would like to, but I'm trying to get into the habit of spending more as well and investing. I've had this mindset for a long time where I wasn't paying myself from the businesses. And I was just sort of kept pushing and said, no, I got to keep the money in the business accounts and all that. And then I got to the point where it's like, you spend all this time building a business, you should be rewarded for it. And so it actually motivates you, it motivates me a lot more when money's coming out of the business account, coming into mine, and actually starting to pay myself. So I've been honestly just storing it all away for the time being, just racking it all up and just building that bit of a war chest. But now I'm going to start investing and then also spending a little bit more on the people around me. I like giving nice gifts, so that's what I'm looking forward to at Christmas.
Dude, East Coast, man. You got to do Noosa, you got to do Byron.
Louis was telling me the South. He's like, dude, the South with the desert beach, all that. He was saying
That's true as well. But it depends how long you're going to drive for. Because you can do.
I want to like 10 days.
That's how it works. If Alex isn't available at a set time, it's going to go to the next. It's going to go to the other guys. So if Alex gets booked out and there's core times that he doesn't have broader availability, then other people will get the calls. No special deals. We've been doing some influencer partnerships and that's helped with call bookings. And it's just been an increase in call bookings, which has changed everything for me. So, Bo, whenever someone said annual budget, I've always thought, well, what does that actually constitute? Because we've just been, here's our goals, and then we try and hit the goals, and whatever's necessary to hit those goals, we look at it that way. So I've done some calls this morning. They're all wrapped up. I had the daily call with my two co-founders, Will and Josh, at Freedom. So we chat about everything growth-wise, how's it all going? And then another call that I just had was with one of my mentors. I speak with him every 1 to 2 months. We check in on business growth, check in on what's next. That conversation was amazing. We talked a lot about creating budgets and forecasts, which is something I haven't done before, so I'm excited to get into that world. But what I'm going to do now, I head to the gym, and then we've got some more calls this afternoon as well. Session finished. Now we're going to head home. Let's hope there's less traffic than before. There's so much traffic on the way here. We're going to head back. They told us off for filming in the gym. Apparently you can't use proper cameras. It's interesting. We still got some shots, so I'm hopeful that there was a cool montage that was just played. I'm praying. Lunchtime. Say hi to the camera, boys. There's Brayden.
Yo!
Brayden Hayden, there you go.
What's up?
Rolls off the tongue nicely.
Long time no see, team.
Long time no see.
And I woke up in my sleep and I fell off. And then the poor bastard topped it off with headphones.
That's a serious trip. You serious or not?
No, my life was dark.
Sweet. How's your weekend? So do you think there's anything that we haven't spoken about already, email-wise, strategy-wise, that we need to talk about for Christmas, New Year's sales? Or is it all the same as what we've talked about before and now it's just getting it all set up? I want to look at it more, but then sometimes I don't. So it's interesting to see those numbers. That is then a trigger that will trigger the rest of the automation. Whereas before it would only happen if, someone's created a new page. That would be a trigger. But what I would say in preparation for New Year's sales, stuff like that, I would lean more on just making it evergreen rather than making it season specific. I reckon I messaged every single supplier with a similar product so lost. PS, no suppliers are responding regarding track shipping, cannot find a supplier with tracked at all. What should I do? I would just continue with the process. Like, track shipping is not 100% essential. The overall goal is to get the product to the customer as fast as possible. That's the customer first brand model. Pamela, what is that one? That one pulling a dog's tongue? What is that? How is that relevant to the spinning wheel? All right, let's spin this wheel, everyone. Had enough chance to tell me if it's missing. Thank you all for coming to the live call. Spinning wheel winner gets the full UGC package for their store and for their brand. Thank you for coming along. Please put this in your calendar for next week. Make sure that you attend the other live calls. I want to make sure you get as much value from this community as you can. Winner is... It is Jenna. Jenna gets the win. Congrats, Jenna, on winning the UGC package. So Jenna, just send a message to your student success coach inside of the community, whether it's Samuel, Jarrell, or Alex, and then say, hey, I won the UGC giveaway. And they will give you the link, the exclusive link to get your UGC for free. And make sure you come to the next call. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week, and I will see you all very, very soon.
That was so exciting.
Woo! Live call done. Live call is finished.
Is that the last call of the day?
It is the last call of the day. Now we're going to go for a run.
How you feeling?
Feeling good. The voice struck a little bit. We've been doing a lot of filming today. A lot of talking. It's a big day of calls. Normally it's not this many calls in a day. So the day in the life video really gets the full call experience. But I'm going to get kitted up, go for the run. It's a good time to decompress, play some music, have some fun. So yeah, I'm going to get changed and then we'll get out there straight away because the sun is going down and I want to make the most of this. Call's done, community call's done, time for a run. So I'm preparing, the reason I'm doing long runs at the moment is I'm preparing for a 50K ultra marathon in the end of December, back when I'm back in Adelaide. So I'm preparing for that run, getting ready for it. I've been training for the past few months, going on progressively longer and longer runs to prepare myself. I'm working with a coach back in Adelaide to get ready for it. It's coming up very quickly. My runs are getting longer and more intense, getting prepared for it, but I'm feeling good. Everything's going well. So yeah, got the training run today. It's probably going to be about 16 Ks, I think. We're just going to race. I'm going to speed it up a little bit, run a little bit faster today, so that we get all the content before the sun goes down. So let's go. All right, I'll see you soon. run's finished. Just got back, finished up 14 Ks. So it was a really good run, really enjoyed it. And I hope this video is giving you a pretty real look at what it's like building online businesses, being an entrepreneur at this level. I know a lot of people make out their life to be a lot crazier than it actually is in social media and sharing the highlights, but this is honestly just a pretty real day. I was a bit busier than normal, a few more calls and stuff, but overall this is what a pretty usual day looks like. Honestly, you want to be as real as possible on this channel, just document the journey, show you what it's like, give some value, try and help you out. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate you subscribing, stick around for some of the next ones, and thanks again for watching, appreciate it.